sure I was going to make this video, but I'm going to. I just want to let everyone know. Sandy knows this. I talked to Sandy over the holiday weekend about it, and I just told her how I felt about some things, and I am going to leave the YouTube world. I just feel, I've been reflecting on this for a couple weeks now, and I just feel like I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm not very good at doing a lot of things on here. I'm not good at, like, it's not easy to film making something, okay? It's not easy because my mind, anyway, it's not easy for me. And I know Sandy talked about this too. It's not easy because you are trying to make sure your camera's right and you're in frame. And then, you got to make sure, you got to have all your ingredients out and all your measurements and anything you need to measure with and what you need to stir with. And what, it's, which I have no problem doing, but I do forget things, and then I get frustrated and I'm like, this is not a perfect video. It's not, I forgot this, forgot that, or I have to grab a spoon or a spatula, and, it's not easy doing this stuff. And I know a while ago I made something. It had 3 simple ingredients, and one of my subscribers sent me a message and said, can you send me the recipe? I said, oh, well, it's in my video, because I think I even listed it in my video or whatever. And I said, I make it, it's real easy. And she was like, well, I don't watch your videos. Can you just send me the recipe? And I thought, why am I doing this? A lot of times I will see somebody make something, and my immediate thing is, especially if they don't post a recipe, because there's people on here that I watch that make stuff all the time and never post a recipe. 1, they either want you to buy their cookbook, or 2, they just don't do it. And I just go to Pinterest. I found some of my greatest recipes on there. And then I have binders. I print it out, I put it in a binder. I have it, I have soups, I have desserts, I have main dishes, I have appetizers. And that's how I get a lot of my recipes. So sometimes I feel like, well, if you can't find it, or you don't want to watch my video, go to Pinterest. Just type it into Pinterest, I don't know. And nobody said anything to me or did anything to me, because that was my husband's first reaction. Who said something to you? And I said, nobody said anything to me, because he knows that I'm sensitive and I do take things to heart. And I said, nobody said anything to me. I said, I'm not where I want to be. Not that I want to be making money. That's not even a thing. And I've said that from day one. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to better myself, try to lose weight. And the sad thing is, like, when I look back on my analytics and all that, like, my most watched videos are my weigh-in videos. And that, in a way, I think that's great. And then in a way, I feel hurt by that. So I don't know. And I just feel like it's becoming a chore. It's not fun anymore for me. It's becoming a chore. Our lives are going to change pretty drastically come October 1st, which I'm excited for. I am not, and I've had some of my subscribers say, oh, you'll regret being excited for that. I will not ever regret being with my husband 24/7. That's just not going to happen. And he's like, let's start making a list of things we want to get done around our house and stuff. And like, our outside is really good right now. We got the roof 2 years ago. We got the siding last year. And I said to my husband, see, there's a reason for everything. And I truly believe that. I truly believe there is a reason for everything. Even when something bad happens. Like, my husband's taking his retirement as a bad thing. Because, now, he did not have to take the retirement. He did not. But we talked about it. And the way, unfortunately, and I'm just going to say, I try not to be political on my channel at all, because I know people are for one side and people are for another side. And for the most part, if you're a good, decent human being, I don't care what side you're on. So I will vote for anybody who I feel is going to do a good job and is a decent human being. And, you know, with this current administration, the changes they've made and things they've done, it's hurting a lot of the colleges, especially, I know in our area, I had one subscriber, I don't think she's far from me either, and she said it's affecting their area, their colleges. So, you know, this is, and I said to my husband, everything happens for a reason though, you know. I said 2 years ago we took a loan out and got our roof done, and then we got enough paid on our loan that we could get, last year we could get our siding done and just add back onto that loan. This year that loan's gonna be paid off. When he retires, we'll be done with it already. So I'm like, we'll be done with our loan. That's the only loan we have. Our house has been paid off since 2016. Our cars have been paid off. We don't have any bills except this loan, and it's not even we don't even pay that much on it in a month. It's not that high. But I'm like, see, everything fell into place for us, you know. And I just am a firm believer, and things happen for a reason. And you know, we talked when he was 62 about retiring, and then we talked about when he was 65, and then he's like, well, when I'm 65, Roman's going to be a senior. You know, I'd really like to work his freshman year and retire at 67, go the full amount. And I'm like, okay, so that's what we were going to do. But then when they offered this, and like I said, he did not have to take it. He could still work till he's 67 if he wants. It was a voluntary thing. It was not a mandatory thing. But after talking about it, they are cutting his, what it gets contributed to his 401k. He was grandfathered in at 10% of a matching fund, and they met a few months ago and they said, oh, we're cutting everybody. Most people are at 6%. They're cutting everybody to 4%. He was like, wait a minute, we were promised this years ago, because I think they went on like a 3-year pay freeze, but they said, we will promise you 10% in your 401k for the life that you're here. And so that's what the deal was, and that's what they did. And he said, wait a minute, there's a group of us here that are still grandfathered in at the 10%. They said, okay, let's look into it. They came back and said, yep, you're right. 2 weeks later, they're like, we can't honor that. You're gonna go down to 4%. So we took that into consideration, like, okay, you're not even gonna be getting much back on your 401k now, working there for another 2 years. What else was there? There was a couple. Oh, and we strongly feel if he didn't take the retirement, and not necessarily his job, but there's going to be, they've already said now that it's closed for retiring. So they contacted all the employees that between your age and the amount of years you work there had to add up to 60. If it added up to 60, you could take the retirement. So quite a few people took that, and a lot of them are not retirement age, but they got the retirement package and they are retiring. And most of them are already gone because they got other jobs and they're gone. So they're like, their secretary in the maintenance department, Wednesday's her last day. She's got another job, so she'll be leaving. The locksmith left last week. He got another job. So, you know, a lot of these people took the retirement and they're taking, going to other jobs because they're not old enough to retire. Well, Ray is old enough to retire. And so he, now they have said they have to, because now there's another cut to the colleges in the new bill that came out. And I don't think it's going to take effect till 2026, but there's some sort of cut in there to the colleges as well. And it's going to affect their college. So now they've already come out and said there will be layoffs. So the problem is the people they wanted to retire, like some of the older professors that are making like a lot of money and stuff, did not take the retirement. So that's been a little bit of a problem down there because some of the people they really wanted to retire did not. So they're going to end up laying people off and stuff like that. And I said, Ray, not necessarily him, but you don't know. I said, you could have, if you don't take the retirement, you could end up getting laid off or let go, and then you don't have that retirement package and everything. Because it's a very, very good retirement package. So that, we talked long and hard about that, because he really didn't want to do it. And I wanted him to I wanted him to do it at 62, but only because, and maybe this is selfish, but we do so much that it's always me doing everything all day long, all during the day. I'm the one that has to do everything. I have to pick things up, make phone calls. You know, I mean, you see me in my car, dropping mail off, going to the banks, doing this, picking that up, dropping this off, you know, and it's like, it'd be nice to have help with that. So I'm not constantly running, and I try to get it to where I'm just running once a week now, but you know, now is coming into crazy time. So I'm going to be running once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week. And I feel like now that I have help, I'll have help, not this year, obviously, but next year, it's just going to make life easier, I feel, on me and him, because like right now for our program books, the printer's waiting for stuff, but it's stuff he does. He's got to write the welcome letters. And so we're waiting for him, and he just doesn't have time, you know? And so it's just gonna be so nice, I feel, and he is too. He is absolutely looking forward to it now. It like I said, at first he was not for it, but now he's like, he's just to the point where he's like, yeah, it's time. And you know, Roman was in school last year, took 2 classes there, and he's going to take 3 classes this year. Ray will see him till September 30th. But I'm like, you've already been there when Roman's there. It's not like, you know, and I don't know. It was just something he wanted. He just wanted to be working there while he was going there. And I understand that. But when we looked at the financial end of it and everything, it made more sense to retire now. And so, you know, with his retirement and stuff, there's just going to be so much stuff we can do. And I don't want to be tied to, you know, filming everything and trying to film things and only filming half of it. And then I will tell you, I film a lot more than you even see, because I will film me doing stuff, and then by the time evening comes, when they come home from school and work, we're into something else. And then by the time I sit down, it's the end of the night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm too tired to try to edit and upload a video at this point. So I just end up deleting stuff. There's so many things, and a lot of times I will have stuff that I made and then somebody else makes it, and I'm like, well, now I'm gonna look like I'm copying them, but I made the same thing, you know. Some of us on here are kind of like alike, and we kind of do the same things, you know, and so then I'm like, well, now it's gonna look like I copied her. So I don't want to do that. And so I don't know. Like I said, nobody did anything. Nobody said anything. It's me. I just want a break from it. It's becoming a chore. It has not been fun for me this past couple months. You'll notice my videos have been dwindling, and it's like, I can't try to, and I can't keep up with everybody else on here. Everybody else on here, you know, Sandy will film once a day, but hers are nice, easy, you know, filming. I could handle something like that, but then I'd be copying her. And then but other people, they can film what they do like 3 days in a row and upload it. I can't. I just can't. First of all, I'll lose track of what I did when, because I do that a lot. And secondly, I've noticed when I've filmed and stuff, I've had to like interrupt what I'm doing. Oh, I gotta film this. And you know, it's like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I need to stop. I need to not worry about filming and not worrying about uploading and you know, and then having somebody be upset with me because I may have said something wrong, or I didn't post, you know, I don't see the recipe. I know I didn't get to the recipe. I do everything on my phone. I edit and upload everything on my phone. My computer sucks to do that, and it takes forever. It takes forever to transfer off my phone to my computer, and I used to do it like that, and I just can't. It just doesn't work for me. It'll say, we cannot, this device is not whatever, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I just do everything from my phone. So in order to get like a recipe up, I've got to go on my computer then and go in and edit and do everything like that. So I don't every day get on my computer to do that. So sometimes it'll take me a few days to get a recipe up, but I'll have like subscribers being like, where's the recipe? I'm like, oh my gosh, I know, I gotta get it, but I can't do it right now. And so I just don't want, the 4th of July, I was home all by myself for the morning. Ray left at 8 o'clock. He went to do a parade. He didn't get home till 5. Roman got up and went to my mom's and did some yard work for her and stuff. And so I was home all by myself. My neighbors, both sides were gone. The neighborhood was so nice and quiet. Nobody had any parties. People across the street were gone. Everybody was gone, you know, at picnics and parties. So I was home and I just sat in my backyard and it was so peaceful. And all of you know I love my backyard. You've seen pictures of it. I feel it's beautiful. It's my little oasis away, and I would much rather sit in my backyard for a week than go on a vacation for a week. So I just started thinking about everything, and because I thought, oh, I should film today. And then I thought, what am I going to film? I'm not doing anything. I did weed all my gardens. I got them all, you know, I weeded everything, and, you know, I just took my time, did it and stuff. And then, you know, we had hot dogs for dinner that night. I'll tell you what I made. I don't have the recipe. It's a Pioneer Woman recipe. You can look it up on Pinterest. I made a loaded baked potato salad, and it was so delicious. So I made that, and it was so good. It came in if you get the Pioneer magazine, Pioneer Woman magazine, it was in this last edition of her magazine. It was so good, but I'm sure it's on Pinterest too. It's probably in one of her cookbooks. I do own all of her cookbooks. They're actually, I can show you them right now. I have one right there, and then the rest are all on the floor, because for my July menu, I wanted to go through there and see what she has, because I have a lot of stuff, like I put Post-its on the pages I want to make stuff. So I thought, you know, it's summertime. She's got a lot of good, like, light recipes and stuff. So I was going through those cookbooks and stuff. And, but anyway, and then I thought, I'm not going to film today. I am just, and then the more I kept thinking about it, I thought, it's becoming a drag. It's becoming a lot. And I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't have that many subscribers. Now I have 800 and some. I have maybe like 10 that comment all the time. That's all. Which is fine. Like I said, I don't do this to make money or anything. It's not a part-time job. It was just like a little hobby for a while. And at first I loved doing it, and I loved doing stuff. And, I don't know. I did this one video not long ago of spend the day with me, and I didn't really talk or anything through it. I just videoed me what I do in the day, you know, cleaning out my kitchen, emptying my dishwasher, you know, wiping down my bathroom, I just went through my whole day, and I had people say like how boring that was. I fast forwarded through your whole video, and stuff like that sticks with me. And I don't think I really responded to them, but I was like, I used to watch. I don't watch her anymore. I used to watch, I'm not even going to say who it is. I watch a YouTube channel, and she's making stuff the whole time, but she talks through the whole time she's making stuff. Never gives you a recipe, because I think she wants you to buy her book. She talks through the whole thing, and she's got like a couple 100,000 subscribers. And I'm just like, why am I watching this? Why am I just watching her make stuff? She's not giving me a recipe. She's just talking about their life and what they're doing and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm watching this. And so I feel like I don't want to be like that either. I don't want to be like, I just thought I would show you what I did in a day. I don't do those videos. I think I did it one time before. But like, I would never go on her channel and say, your channel's so boring. Why, you know, why don't you put the recipes? Why don't you, you know, I would never do that. I feel a sneeze coming on. But I just, you know, and for people to take the time to comment stuff like that, I'm like, do I want to keep subjecting myself to this? I mean, I really didn't let it bother me. I just like, whatever. You know, I just thought I'd show you what I do in a day. But I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's just becoming a chore to me. It's not fun at all. A a lot of times you'll see my full day of eating. I'll video my breakfast, I'll video my lunch, but when it comes to dinner, you see a picture, because I don't like phones at the table. That's the one time a day we all can get together, we sit, we eat together, and we talk. And I don't want phones interrupting us, you know. So I'm telling my boys I don't want phones, and then I'm there with a phone. But so I will snap a quick picture of my dinner and put my phone away. You know, and I've had people comment on that. Well, you know, why don't you describe what your dinner was? I'm like, well, I don't like to have my phone out at dinner time. So, you know, you can clearly see it's a pork chop, mashed potatoes, and green beans, you know, and I don't know. So I'm obviously going to continue my weight loss journey, whatever kind of journey it's going to be. I still do well. I'm trying to think. I don't know what he hears. I forgot what I was going to say about that, but I'm still gonna, you know, I'm still gonna weigh in every week. I'm not gonna have a video for it. So I'm still gonna do that. And you know, I've had people complain about my dog too. But I, over the weekend, I was at a bridal shower and we were talking, and I don't think I told you guys this, but the one girl in our group that we go out with once a month, she found out a couple months ago she had breast cancer, and so she had a mastectomy a couple weeks ago, and so we picked her up yesterday for the bridal shower, and she came, and we were talking, and she was like, you know, there's all this stuff that they tell you now, like, to stay away from because it's got cancer causing things in it, and she was like, you can't eat this and you can't eat that because this has this in it, this has that in it, and I was like, oh, I know, you know. And now none of my friends or family know that I had a YouTube channel. It was just something I wanted for me, and I feel like maybe that's part of it too. Maybe I need to, like, let everybody know. I don't know, but so we were talking about stuff, and I said, funny you say that, because I said I do like to make a lot of my own stuff. And I said, I just started making my own dishwasher tablets for my dishwasher. And I said, it actually does a very good job. And it's just like 3 or 4 simple ingredients. And I said, and then I finally was done with my laundry detergent the other day. Those sheets that I got, Earth Breeze, I think they were. They're supposed to be very good for you. And they were okay. I'm just not a big sheet person, putting a sheet of soap in my laundry. I don't know. So I did the washing soda, the salt, the cast-out soap, and then some I did lavender essential oil, just a couple drops. And oh my gosh, my laundry came out so nice, and it smells so good. So I was telling her about that, and my other friend's like, oh my gosh, you should have a YouTube channel or a TikTok channel and do all your stuff that you make. I'm like, yeah, I should. I kind of just chuckled about that. But so anyway, like I said, it's no one thing that anybody did. It's me. I just need a break, maybe permanent. I don't know. I am on like Facebook and Instagram. I don't want to say I don't post on Instagram, but what I post on Facebook always posts on Instagram automatically. But that's because I have friends that are not on Facebook but are on Instagram. So, and they send me stuff all the time on Instagram, and so does my kid. He sends me all kinds of stuff on Instagram. But so I am on social media and stuff. Sometimes I post a lot. Sometimes I'll go days and weeks without posting anything. It just depends. I love posting like the memories that come up on Facebook of when my son was little and stuff like that. But, you know, and then I'm thinking, okay, we're heading into senior year. Everybody keeps telling me it is going to be such a busy year. You will be so glad when it's over because it's such a busy year. I don't know so much if I'll be so glad it's over, but I know it's going to be busy. And the whole year itself is going to be busy because we're going to have bridal showers, we're going to have weddings, graduations. My other nephew just got engaged. I think he's planning a next August wedding, so we will have a wedding in May, August, and September, graduation in May, and then graduation parties in June. And I don't know when my nephew graduates. He probably graduates beginning of June, right? Roman graduates in May. So it's going to be a really busy year next year, and I don't want to. At this point right now, I do not want to be picking up a camera and trying to film everything and get a video up and stuff like that. I love to share my life with everyone, but then there's sometimes I'm like, I don't know why I should share that, because I know people are going to come at me, and I hate feeling that way. I feel like I never, like, if somebody says something about, oh, whatever, I'll say, oh, well, here though we can do this, like, but I'll never say like, well, you shouldn't do that, or you should, like, I don't know. I'm just not, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just me. I think I'm just maybe burnt out on it. And I don't even do it as much as other people do, but, yeah. And now with working, I know, like, during like Thanksgiving time and Christmas time, I am so excited to work in the shop, because, oh my gosh, the beautiful flowers we have there and the beautiful things we create. And I say we because I've been making arrangements, and they're so much fun. I did these smiley ones. I know I showed you a picture, I think, in last week's video, and those were so much fun to do. And I'm thinking, I hope people order some tomorrow, because that's what they have me doing, stuff like that. And then I actually did my first vase arrangement, like tall vase arrangement, and then I do the cube arrangements and stuff, so the cubed vases. So I'm excited every week to go into work to see what I'm going to make today and what we're doing. I know this weekend coming up, we have a lot of weddings. I think there's 3 or 4 the shop has. So I'm sure I'm going to be helping getting stuff ready, even if it's just greening vases and stuff like that. I do a lot of that, and it's nothing more than getting the greens and getting the vases, filling them with water, greening them, putting them in the big cooler, putting the order form with them, so that when the florists are ready later in the week, they could just pull them and make them up. And it helps everything run smoother, and I like doing that. And I like just going in the cooler, cleaning out the flowers, pulling any that are, getting yucky or that are bent and broken. And I like everything I'm doing there. I love the people there. They're so nice. Now, everyone tells me it gets very stressful, but I don't think on a Tuesday it gets too stressful. I think it's more towards the weekends. So I don't work on the weekends, but I know, like, around Thanksgiving, Christmas, I'm going to be working more to help and stuff. So I'm really excited about it, and it's been a lot of fun. This will be my 4th week already. So I've been there 1 month, and so I kind of look forward to Tuesdays, and then I'm only working the taco night for the month of July, and then for August I told them I can't do it, and I'm debating. I don't know how much I'll work at the club, because Tuesdays will start the prep football meetings, and I don't know if I want to do those. And I feel like now that I have, like, a little bit of a permanent job, I can just kind of pick and choose what I want to do there. And you know what? I was really torn when they asked me to work. They're like, would you want to come in and work 1 day a week? And I was really torn about that. I thought, oh no, my husband's going to be retiring, and now I'm going to start working, and this isn't making sense. And then I was like, it's just 1 day a week, and then it'll be a little more days during the holidays. But I'm like, we'll probably need that 1 day a week break from each other, So I'm like, I think I'll do it. And my husband was all for it. He's like, yeah, go ahead, and so I'm looking forward to, continuing to work and stuff. And I make a little bit of money now for myself, or actually I stuff all my envelopes with my money. That's what I do with mine. And but it's going to be adjustment when he does officially retire. We won't have like a paycheck every other week. It's going to be, I'm not sure how it's going to be. So we're going to have to, we'll find all that out. And there's going to be a lot of adjusting, a lot of changing how we do some things because of, you know, how we're getting paid or whatever. And so that's what is going on. Like I said, nobody, it's all me. I've actually am surprised at the amount of people that have noticed that my videos are gone. And I was just going to quietly slip away. And then I'm like, okay, I better do a video because obviously people are watching, which I am surprised because I always feel like nobody watches my videos. And like my son, he's got over 1,000 subscribers, but he doesn't have the watch time. I don't have over 1,000 subscribers, but I do have the watch time. So we're kind of opposite with our channels, and we both started them at the same time. So our channels would be 5 years old in September, and he's really bummed that I'm giving this up. But I said, Roman, I said, I don't know if it's going to be permanent. I said, it might just be for a while. It may just be a couple months. It may be till we settle into like our new lifestyle of what we're doing. I said, I don't know. I said, but I need this break. The summertime is our busy time. That's why I know all these people that say, oh, I love summer. I love summer. I do not love summer. I don't get to enjoy a lot of summer. That's why, because we are always on the run. We are always busy. Like all this morning, you know, I left my house at 8 o'clock and I didn't get home till right around noon, running around, going to the printer, stopping at church and stuff. So, stuff to pick up at Sam's Club for baking tonight. And, you know, so I lost a half a day. And then I come home, then I'm kind of tired from running around. And I only had a bagel this morning, so I fixed myself my salad, ate my salad, and I wanted to bring in a dessert tomorrow for work. So, I'm doing that right now. I'm letting everything cool so I can finish. And so I'm going to take a dessert in tomorrow. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I know a lot of my subscribers, not a lot, a handful follow me on Facebook. So I'm always on Facebook if you ever need me for anything. It's Edie Joint Linieski. But I think that's about it. That's about all I have to say. I hope nobody's mad that I'm doing this, but I just need to take a break, and I just need to like a fresh start. We say this all the time about church. When our Monsignor was there before this Monsignor, we've had kind of a plethora of priests at our church, but we had a Monsignor there for like 20 some years, and we had this awesome deacon, and they were a very good team. And what we loved was he was always in like the plays at the Playhouse and stuff. He's very animated. And so his homilies are great. He was a great speaker. But like when summertime hit and it's hot, our church is not air conditioned. So when it would be hot, he would be like, okay, the choir's taking a break. The organist is taking a break. We are going to, he called them his airplane masses. He's like, we're going to come to mass. We're going to pray together. I will have a very short homily. We will get through mass and we will go on our way. And that's how summer will go. And it was nice. And I don't want to say it was nice because it was a half-hour mass. It was a very nice mass. He never left anything out, but we didn't sing anything. We talked, we talked or prayed, and we did, the whole mass and stuff. And then we would go. And, but like it was like usually like the third week in September would come around, and the choir was back, the organist was back, and it was so refreshing. And I miss that. I miss that. Like, I'm a type of person where I do need a break because I need to be refreshed. Like I've already been thinking, like, if I do come back, what will my channel be? Will it be just things I make? Like, here, I'm going to show you a video. We're doing dishwasher tablets today. Will it just be something like that? Just, like that? Will it be a mixture of everything again? I don't think I will do my weigh-in or my weight on my channel. Just because just because. I just don't think that's how I want my channel to go. I don't know, but I've been already thinking a little bit, like, if I do come back, what would I want my channel to be like? You know, I do a lot with sourdough. I made sourdough sandwich bread yesterday. I don't think I've ever showed you how I make it on my channel. I'm making a dessert today for work. I made a dessert on Friday for, I almost said St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July. And I think maybe if I do more of that kind of stuff, I would get more, people will be more like happy with my channel, or, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. We try in this household, we try to do, you know, I started reading labels years ago. Roman started seeing a nutritionist, but it was before that, because I was seeing I don't know what the name is, a dietitian or nutrition, one of them. I think I was seeing a dietitian. It's the one that has the education. One has a degree, one does not. Roman was seeing one that did not have a degree. I was seeing the one that did have a degree. She was giving me all these recipes. I still have them, and I've used several of them, of things to eat, what to avoid, all that other stuff. When I took Roman, she had like a whole shelf behind her with all the stuff that I would never have in my home for him to eat. And I said that to her. I was like, I would never feed him a lot of stuff you have on your shelf. We've gotten away from, my kid was a huge Kraft macaroni and cheese kid. Huge. I don't buy that anymore. He also loves ravioli, but he likes them fresh. Do you want to know what fresh means? Straight out of the can. I do not buy those anymore. You know, I will make him macaroni and cheese if he ever wants it. I make it for him. I don't really make ravioli, but I am going to get into making more of my own pasta, because I do have a pasta machine, and I want to get into learning how, and that's the thing too. I have so many things I want to do. Like, I want to start making my own pasta. I bought a heat press so I can do iron-on stuff. I said to my husband, you got to help me go through it, figure out if I have the right stuff, and help me do it, because I'm always afraid to do some things by myself, like I'm gonna ruin it or burn something, or, you know. So I'm like, when you're so I have things set up that I want to go over with him, but we just don't have time. He comes home from work, we eat, and he's got to, you know, if he's not running to church for something, he's out in the garden, or we're working on these program books right now. It's always something, and we just never have time to do this stuff. So I said, I want, you know, there's stuff I want to do. And with Roman graduating stuff, I really, really want to get into, I scrapped booked for years. I have beautiful scrapbooks of him when he was little. And then when he hit school, it was like, I stopped. And I want to update, you know, do some scrapbooking and I bought all kinds of photo paper so I can start printing pictures out. And I want to, you know, continue scrapbooking and, you know, preserving our memories and stuff. But it's like life just gets so busy, and I don't get to do the things I want to do. And unfortunately, YouTube is one of those things that gets in my way too. So there's just lots of things that have been factoring in. And so I am just going to take a break, maybe a permanent break. I don't know. Maybe I just need, like I needed at church, is that, you know, that break and then come back refreshed. We'll see. But I know we talk about it all the time at church, about how, like, especially now because it's summer and our poor organist and choir is up in that choir loft, and, you know, heat rises. So it's like 20 more degrees hotter up there. And, you know, everybody keeps saying, remember when we didn't have this for the summer, and then they came back like late September and it was so nice. I'm like, yeah, you kind of felt refreshed, like everything's new, and, you know, you're starting back up, and I don't know. So I guess that's kind of how I feel. Maybe I just need that break, and then I can come back anew. And, you know, and if I do come back, I'm not going to hide it from my family, and I didn't hide it. I just didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. Everybody knows Roman has a YouTube channel, but nobody knew I did. And so anyway, so this is my, I guess my goodbye video. I hope if you do see me next time, I am down some more weight. I was down, was it last week? Did I weigh myself? Yeah, because it's just Monday. And I was down, I think I was down 1.3 last week. So I didn't weigh in yet this week. But I mean, I'm still going down. I want to go down more, and it just takes forever for me. And I'm trying to be patient about that. I will tell you one thing. I bought myself a whole bunch of new shirts because now that I'm working, I have all these raggedy old t-shirts. I do have some nicer shirts, but not very many. So I bought myself a whole bunch of nice ones, and I bought them a size lower because I bought one, my regular size that I get, and I was like, it was like this. I'm like swimming in it. I mean, I'm not swimming, but it's big. It's big around the collar. It's big around the arms and stuff. And I was like, okay, let me order a size down. So I did, and they fit perfect. And they're not like tight, but they're not big and baggy like this. They fit really nice. And actually, my first day at work, this one guy's like, he's gay, and that's fine. I have no problem. We have a lot of gay guys that work there, and let me tell you, gay people are the nicest people, very much nicer than regular people. But he was like, oh my God, I love that shirt. Where'd you get it? So I told him, and he's like, I love it. I love it too. It's one of my favorite ones I got. So I ordered some more last week, and I'm like, okay, I'm really excited that I'm down a size. I know it doesn't, like, I feel like it doesn't look like it, but I definitely am down a size. So kind of happy about that. And so anyway, I'm gonna keep going with that journey, whether I'm on YouTube or not. It's always been a journey for me since before Roman was born. So and I never gained an ounce during my pregnancy, and I did so well. I ate so well, and it was big motivation. I didn't really lose any weight, but I did not gain any weight. And I remember the OBGYN was like, oh, you're gonna have that gestational diabetes, and you're gonna have this, that, and the other thing. They had me testing my sugar all the time and sending in the results. I was always fine. I never had any complications, never had any problems. So they took him a week early because they were like, oh, he's weighing at like 10 pounds or more. We're going to schedule a C-section and take him. I'm like, okay. And I was so upset about that. I wanted the full experience of giving birth, but that didn't happen. And he was born, he was 8 pounds even, 21 inches long. I was like, that's not 10 pounds. And then by the time we left the hospital, he was 7'1". He was a skinny little thing. And I was like, okay. So, I don't know. But anyway, we just have a lot going on, a lot coming up, and I just need to take a break. And it's on me, nobody else, it's just me. And so hopefully I'll see you sometime in the future. But if not, like I said, you can follow me on social media. I am on TikTok, but I don't post anything on there. I just watch TikTok, but I only get to watch it late at night if I'm up still. So, but anyway, thank you everyone who has supported me for almost 5 years. I do have some people I think that have been with me since day one. I appreciate all of you for that. I appreciate all the people that always comment. I have some very loyal people that will always comment nice things or supportive things and stuff. So that does always mean so much. So I just hope you all know that. And I'll still watch TikTok. I'll still watch YouTube, but I don't know how much I'm gonna watch. Just because that can kind of get me into a funk too, where I'm like, oh my gosh, stop watching this and get up and do something. So anyway, that is it. Thank you everyone. Hopefully I'll see you in the future. But if not, just know that everything will always be fine. Everything happens for a reason. And if you need me, catch me on Facebook. So have a good one.